So, so just echoing on, I think the most, you know, prominent thing that you mentioned was that it was scalable. And so when you knew you were going to go from, residential to multifamily, what skills did you feel helped you since you started off at corporate, and what did you need to build upon that you knew in order to get into that position? Because you treat it like a business, you're going to need to attain.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think, yeah, one thing to realize is that, when I transitioned from kind of single family to multifamily, for me, it was actually kind of a 3-step process. The first was, just getting the mindset right to make sure that, hey, I want to take that leap. And then, the second was, for me, I was actually going to go buy a small multifamily, right? And like, to me, that was like 10, 20 unit in Chicago at the time, because I had limiting beliefs, right? But the real transition came when you realize that, you can partner with people, right, to buy the larger apartment complexes that we buy now, 100 units, 200 units, right? So, and you're really creating a win-win situation, right? Because, 5 years ago, I never really could fathom thinking about buying a 265 unit property, right? And so, we've got partners and investors and people that we work with, where, there's a partnership and there's an alignment of interests, right? And so, that's kind of the journey, if you will, and I got educated, right? I mean, the biggest thing, is, in single family, you're, typically using your own money, or you're getting, kind of a hard money loan or whatnot. When you start getting into multifamily, where you're buying these properties that are 5, 10, 15, $20 million, and you're raising money from other people, right? I mean, you're running a business, and at the end of the day, the people that invest with you, they want to know that you know what you're doing, they like and trust you, right? And so, a lot of the skill set that I've been able to bring from my past life, is, just overall, just people management, relationship building, kind of the high level stuff that really matters. Because at the end of the day, what I found is that, you could have the fanciest PowerPoint or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, people invest in people, right? Once they understand this business. And so, I think the other thing to think about is that this business is, if you really think about it, it's relatively simple concept, right? It's bricks and sticks. You got rents as revenue and you've got expenses, right? But there's a ton of moving pieces, right? And you really need a team, right? And I think, kind of coming from a consulting background where everything was about team or was about execution, right? I was really able to kind of leverage that skill set and look at everything from a process perspective, right? In the beginning, my first deal or so, and first and anything, you're kind of fumbling through it. You're trying to figure it out, and then what we've been able to do now is really just kind of systematize our business to the best possible, right? So we're not reinventing the wheel. We've got flows and processes, and between my partner and I and our team, we've got different roles and responsibilities, right? And we try to focus on what we enjoy and what we're good at. And so, a lot of these skills, like, I come with a lot of finance, accounting, investor relations, investor communication kind of experience that helps on that aspect of the business. But, I'm not an expert in everything, right? And so, my partner, he has a lot of operational experience, legal, insurance, right? So, the key is not to know everything, right? But be resourceful enough to form a team, right? Where you as a team collectively, right, have your I's dotted and your T's crossed, if that makes sense.